Alright, hello all. Welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So today we are going to be doing another How Hard Can the Unit Hit video. And this time around we are doing, yet again, another revisit. There's a couple of characters newer that I do want to get around to, but I want to get around to all of the stuff. I know there's going to be a lot of revisits, but well, honestly, after this one, probably only like another one or two for the tax stacking that I want to do. But I mean, with the 220 leads and like the Gogeta active skill and all the domains and everything, like I did not have these things for a lot of the first characters I did, right? So I want to make sure everyone gets their fair chance to shine. You know what their actual hardest hitting number is, right? So of course I am going to be doing, and I think this is kind of thematic anyway. It's about a month, not a month, excuse me, a year out from this guy's EZA, as crazy as that sounds. I didn't have him Rainbow last time. I have him Rainbow now. And, with the double Gogeta buffing him, the Glorio support, the Tech UI domain, like, he is going to be a lot more crazy than I was able to get him last time. So, this is one I've definitely been looking forward to do. I just haven't gotten around to. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Now, since it's been forever since I did him, I would like to start out do the couple turns of stacking. Some of these revisits, if it's like the defense stacking for the Super Saiyan 4s as well as the gods. In that case, I was like, I don't need to do those turns because I had done them, but it's just like they didn't have any phase 2, and with Gold Frieza Gogeta, I was revisiting for the phase 2 buff, which made a significant difference. But something like here, um, I don't. They even their bases will be upgraded. Maybe that's the best way to phrase it. So it is definitely worth taking a look at the unit overall instead of just at the very end. So I do think Gogeta is going to look pretty crazy here. I mean, what he's going to get up to by the end, I have no idea. But it's definitely going to be pretty crazy. I mean, this is a character. While he's not like greatly stacking on every essay, I mean, he can do 4 supers a turn. He's greatly stacking on the 18 key. And, considering his best linking partner is going to be the other, Super Gogeta, AGL Super Gogeta, I mean, at the end rotation, it's just going to be doubles. Well, actually, it'll technically be triple Super Gogeta, which obviously is going to be very, very crazy. And he's definitely going to be one of our. He's going to be up there. I do think so. I think he's probably going to get a glow up similar to like Kefla did. I think the last time I did him, it was similar range to what Strength Kefla got. Something like 400 some odd million, I think, roughly, is what I got with him before. I think he'll have a similar glow up where, I just got done doing hers, which was very crazy to see considering how old she is. I mean, she's not that old, but, the easy hit at the start of last year. I mean, she got up to like 1.3 billion by the end, which I was not expecting, if I'm being honest. So, I don't know. It's just what characters can get up to nowadays, both from their kits alone, plus what like other characters can provide to them. It's so wild, I've been playing this game for a long time, and going from like just inching up slowly and slowly till we hit the 7th anniversary. Okay, 17.9 at the start here. When we hit the 7th anniversary, it's like everything changed. And then roughly, okay, so that's unfortunate. We did not get a lot of supers there.
My name is Glorio, the king of the third demon world sent me.
Sorry about that. I don't like to talk during the animations. With Gogeta, I don't know. It's just I'm very excited to see what he's gonna get up to. I do want to do. So at the time I'm recording this, Baby is live in game. He has been for several days at this point. I do want to get around to him, because he is a stacker, obviously. But I would like to wait. I think I'm actually going to end up summoning on his banner with Dragonstones. Originally, I was not planning on it, but I think I am going to. I mean, the banner is just really, really good high value for me in general. But also, I'm like 30 off of having enough summon points to be able to, like, when the banner updates. Ooh, damn. When the banner updates, I'll be able to have enough points to buy a ticket, and that'll be pretty cool to do. You know, maybe I could get Gogeta off it. That would definitely be huge. So I want to get that, because I don't really plan on summoning with Dragonstones for the rest of the year, really. I mean, maybe once we start talking about the Christmas Carnival or New Year's. But besides that, or maybe if they do like a really crazy crossover. I don't know, though. During the Heroes old time slot. I mean, that could certainly entice me to summon. But once again, I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up and then nothing happens, right? So I don't really plan. I might, but I don't really plan to spend more Dragonstones throughout the year. I would like to save. So just getting this last 150 in.
Mind your own business, Kakarot. Yeah, I get it. I've never faced someone this strong before. I'm getting excited.
I think overall will be a pretty good decision to do. So, obviously we only got the one super last time, unfortunately. Oh, wait, that's not... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Can I... This should drop it down, right? You... Okay, so... Already, I mean, this is gonna happen sometimes. The issue is... Honestly, let me reset the turn. Maybe if I grab like a different orb, I can try to do it a better way. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I was able to figure out a way to get all the orbs and the Rainbow Key Sphere. You know, that I do want to make sure to get as much stacks as possible, but I do also want to, you know, obviously make sure I'm getting the 18 key in for the Greatly Raise. So I had to make sure to get that in there. Hopefully, I can actually always get the Rainbow Key Sphere. I don't know. When you have sort of tied conditions like this, like I did have a somewhat of an issue throughout the Capital one. Like I was able to consistently get 4 key spheres. But I did state in there that not like every turn by any means, but a lot of the turns, okay, so 21.8, there was a decent bit of the turns, I don't even want to say a lot, but there was a decent bit of the turns where I could not get her 6 orbs. So I suppose technically, she could even be, like, obviously higher than 1.3 billion, so. But, you know, technically speaking, you know, there's also, like, hidden potential normal stuff I can miss. Like, you know, I do like to try and maximize the attack as much as possible, but, you know, I'm not going to reset the run 80 times to get the absolute perfect RNG, right? So it's... Hopefully... You know, we do have some pretty good luck with Gogeta here, and even if we don't, I mean, once again, when I did him last, it was when his EZA came out last year. So he is just going to get a decent buff from by having Glorio, Tanky Y, as well as both of Super Gogetas anyway. So he's going to be very impressive by the end here. I really do think he potentially could be up into the billion range. I don't want to say he's going to. I think it's possible. I think he definitely has a pretty good chance. If not a billion, maybe like just shy of it. Something like that. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to have in store for us later on. But of course, I got to get stacking to get to that point. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut away. And we will come back and we will see just how hard 220% lead EZA Tech Super Gogeta can hit. Alright, so we are back here. Obviously, I've done quite a bit of stacking. We are up to turn 96 here. And we're essentially ready to go. Now, for Tech Gogeta, I have gotten 147 stacks of the total 179 attacks I've done in general. Obviously, could have been a bit more lucky with those, but overall, not the worst luck. So they're gonna look very, very crazy here. Now, for a transforming character like this, I would have done it this way with like EGL Broly, but the thing is he has the AoE, so I only have like the one turn I can. But for these like transforming characters, for the attack ones, I do like to give like a baseline turn for the transformation as well. Especially when you have someone like Tech Gogeta, and not all transformations are like this, which is a little strange, but most of them are. Where, I mean, as you can see here, 200%, 50%, right? 50%. You can ignore this. This is only when you can't fuse. Then we go over here, right? To 50%, 77%, 77%, right? So all the stats are receiving a decent boost, which obviously overall is going to make them look much better. So we're going to do the baseline turn of just the base here. Then we'll do the baseline transform turn, and then we'll do like the big item active whatever turn for the finale turn while he's transformed. So let's get started here. I think he's going to look very, very crazy. Now, I'm not going to lie. I think he was roughly in the ballpark of what like I got with STR Kefla before. Honestly, maybe even a little less, but I really can't remember. I probably should have checked. That might have been a wise idea, but I did not. Alright, so we'll see just what he's gonna get up to, but it will be a massive improvement, right? Because even if we just like ignore the leader skill, right? We ignore Gloria, we ignore Tech UI. Just the AGL Gogeta actives alone, I mean they didn't that was not a thing before, right? So already right there, I mean we're doubling. Well, a little over doubling what our attack stat would be, right? Okay, so we're up to 170 million, which I would say is pretty damn good, right? Because, I mean, we still got to transform, or we'll get the boosted stats, and then we still got to use all the items and everything. And, I mean, once we use both Gogetas, I mean, they're both giving 40% phase 1, and they're both going to be giving the 54% active, right? And, I mean, the Link situation, I mean, it's... I don't know if they're perfect 7 for 7, but they gotta be at least 6 of 7. So I think Tech Gogeta is going to look very, very crazy here. I feel like his attack one might have been on the lower end, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know, I just feel like I remember him not being as high as I thought he would have been. Now, something to note for later on, right? With Tech Gogeta, he does have the condition where he gets the 77% extra attack with the Rainbow Key Sphere, right, and the guaranteed additional super. Unfortunately, I will not actually be able to take advantage of that. And I'm just deciding which... That should be fine. What I mean by that, unfortunately, is... Well, I guess we'll see how it plays out, but for using the orb-changing item, right? I mean, getting the full field of tech orbs will be much, much, much more of an increase to power than just that additional 77% phase 1 attack. But that 77% phase 1 attack is still a pretty huge deal, right? I'm not saying it's nothing, but, you know, it's more worth to go for as much of the tech key spheres as possible with the orb changing item. I suppose there could be a scenario, right, where I'd get like 20 tech orbs and then a rainbow key sphere, and something like that would be worth going for. But unless it's a situation like that, I'm just going to try and prioritize the tech key spheres, which means we'll lose out on that, but overall it's more worth to do, if that makes sense. But yeah, here we are. Let me grab this, I guess. And let's get the transformation in. Let's see what he's up to.
Ignore Vegeta. I'm the guy who's gonna stop you.
Alright, so obviously once again with the transformation, we get a pretty decent boost to our power. I think he's going to be looking very, very crazy here. Now, the big thing I really need to see and hope for is next turn what the attack order is going to be. Now, thankfully, you know, with this one, Tech UI can go any slot. I don't really need to worry about what slot he goes in. You know, sometimes I do have, like, you know, if Glorio's on the other rotation, that makes things problematic. As long as it's at least, like, one Rose attack. Right, because Rose is still about half. I've actually done pretty good at keeping him pretty high HP this time around. I'd be fine even if it's like post-Super Tech UI with like one Rose attack, right? But I don't... Maybe like 2 attacks if it's like in slot 1 and that's all Roses. Okay, so 213 though. Alright, 213 though, that's what we're up to. So a pretty decent increase. I mean, we were, what, 170 the turn before? And once again, I mean, this is without 156 mil. This is without the AGL Gogeta actives in it. So once we use everything, he is going to jump up quite a bit. I really do think it's possible he'll get into that billion range. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think he's going to be roughly around there. If not a billion, probably like 800, 900 mil would be my guess. Like, he's going to hit very, very hard. It's so crazy between, like, the last part of last year and, like, this year, what, like, characters can stack up to nowadays. It's like, I don't know, the stats just keep really inflating. Which, to be fair, gets to the point where it can be an issue. Okay, no, that's just one Rose attack. Yeah, so I'll transform Tech UI, keep him in the middle there, and that should work out pretty fine. Let me do this. Yeah, I think this should work out. Once again, I do get worried every time. You know, especially because my Tech UI actually has dupes now. Before, I could be a little bit more lenient with it, but, you know, now that he's 79%, because you gotta remember, even though it's not like he's a crazy damage dealer or anything, nowadays, as crazy as that seems, I mean, he's literally only like a year old. Well, I guess a little older than that for JP, but... And I guess he did come out, like, start of August, wasn't it, for global? So he's a little bit older than that, I guess, in both versions, but essentially a year old, and his damages was nothing. However, I mean, this is an event from 2023, right? And why in the hell? This is one of the only events that I know of, at least. I know there's also the Supreme Magnificent Battle that came out last year, but that one's... It has like a Goku that always dodges, and you have to do some sort of... There's like some sort of condition to get to that, because that fight actually has like 2 phases. One's against Gohan alone, one's against Gohan and Goku. I don't remember all the sort of everything that goes into it. Okay, yeah, 4.6. Even a 4.6, I mean, you could see how much damage that did. That's, whew. I do not like to play around with Tech UI getting the counters. It's just so... It's so risky. Which, you know, I will say, when the GOAT Strength Piccolo, which to be fair, I mean, they've been very lax about doing sub-EZAs for whatever the hell reason. When he gets a sub-EZA, I'm probably going to have to, like, have an additional copy of him, like Dokkan Awakened, and just, like, use that version on EZA, because he's, like, so perfect for these. I don't want to see him EZA'd. He'd be hitting too hard. Okay, so... We're here. We're ready. Let's see how this goes. Let me just tag both these guys over. And it doesn't really matter which one we use. Let me just use this one first. Okay, so let me check here real quick. Yeah, okay, it's 6 of 7. We don't have Kamehameha, which is actually a pretty major one to miss out on, but it's not the biggest deal, obviously. I mean, we have so much attack, right? We're definitely doing pretty good here. Oh, I don't think I've actually... Let me show this. I don't think I've shown my hidden potential this time around. So, obviously, once again, I do have him Rainbow now. I don't think I... In fact, I know I didn't have him Rainbow last time. I have a pretty decent build, I think. You got the raw stats on here. I haven't used this guy too much recently, especially with the major power creep we've had. Maybe he could still have some usage. I don't know. I feel like they just ramped everything up so fast. He might be already aged out. That might be fun to try him out a year later for some videos. We'll see. But yeah, let me use this active too.
This is the greatest fusion of all! I'm gonna send you back to hell!
Okay, so let me grab these. And here's a moment of truth. If I have to play around with this, I will. Let's see though. Can I get lucky with these? Please? Okay, that's not the worst, not the best. Damn it, okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to play around with them, that's fine. I'll come back once I can... I mean, I could even put Tech Gogeta in slot 1. He doesn't necessarily need to be slot 2. So let me come back. I'll try and find the best sort of situation to get as many orbs as possible. I've played around with this for a little bit here. This, unfortunately, seems to be about the best I can do here. 19 is still quite a lot. I mean, that's still 95% attack of the total 115% I could get from this. So, I mean, it's a little unfortunate, 20% off, but still, it's not low enough where, you know, I don't know, I've been trying for like 10 some odd minutes. This is the best I can get. The next best I could get was like 16, right? I just, not a lot of luck here, unfortunately, this time around, I guess. But yeah, let me pop the World Tournament Announcer. Obviously, I've used both the Gogetas at this point. So we're ready to get started. He's going to be looking very, very crazy. I'm very curious to see what we're going to get up to. Because it's going to be a pretty damn good number. I mean, we have the, Glorio, obviously, the Gogeta actives, Tech UI, like, he's going to be hitting very, very hard here. I mean, what exactly, I don't know. But it's going to be... Okay, yep. 1.1 billion. I fucking knew it. I knew he'd get in the ballpark. I mean, he's over it, obviously. 1.1 billion. That's such a massive improvement for him. Once again, I think before I got him in the, like, 3 to 400 million range. I don't know exactly, I didn't double check, but I'm pretty sure that's, like, roughly around where I got him up to. So, I mean, that goes to show a character who was, I put in his, like, best case scenario at the time, a year later. I mean, sure, I do have, I think I actually have 2 dupes in him now, more than I did before. I think I only had him 79% before. So, going from then to now, and improving by this much, like, the buffs, the leader skill, the Gogeta actives, Tech UI was out at the time I didn't have them. And obviously Glorio came out later that year. Like, it's just... I don't know. For me, these never get old. The stacking, it's crazy. There's a lot more characters. The more I look at characters, especially characters from the past that I didn't really think would have, there's a lot more characters that are actually able to get into the billion range than I thought. It's still not a very wide amount, mind you. Especially a lot of them are more recent. But it's just pretty crazy to think about that, we actually have characters that, like, get up this high. Like, I don't know. I've just played the game for so long. I know you know, the numbers have been inflated for quite a while now, but it's still just so crazy to think about. Because even from the start of this year, I mean, you know, those fights got up to like 5 million damage by the end, and now we have fucking bosses supering for like, what, 13 mil at the start of the fucking turn or some shit? With the next generation Saiyan fights, like, and Rose and Zamasu, well, Rose specifically, from that fight though, built up to 20 some odd million. Like, it's, I don't know, it's just wild to think about, like, where the game is at. I know a lot of people don't really like a lot of power creep. Personally, I'm someone who really likes the challenge. I'm a big fan of it. So you know, I've been enjoying the game more than ever. But you know, the next generation Saiyan fights specifically, those fights did make me a little concerned. Jumping up to 13 mil start of turn is it's kind of wild, 100%. But you know, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. We'll see what next year brings, right? But yeah, there we go. I mean, that's Tech Gogeta, 1.1 billion. I figured he'd be roughly around there, but it just goes to show you how, like, crazy of a jump some of these very big buffing characters can bring to, like, one of the older ones. But yeah, we're going to end this one here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.